You're listening to the ESO Network, your station for all things geek.
In a world filled with cigars, craft beer, comics, movies, and video games,
only two men are brave enough to search out all things nerdy.
It's the Cigar Nerds Podcast!
And welcome to Cigar Nerds Podcast. I'm your host, Smokin' Joe.
I'm Brad Jackson.
And since I am smoking the new Rocky Patel 30th Anniversary Edition.
I've always been a fan. I remember us doing like the 20th anniversary, and then I think he also did a 25th anniversary.
Yeah, and there's a 13th as well. Yeah, this guy it's a box pressed with a Mexican San Andreas wrapper over a double binder from Nicaragua made with aged 7-year tobacco, and a filler blend consisting of 5-year aged Nicaraguan and Honduran cigars, or tobaccos. Yeah, that word.
I don't know. We can't talk about Rocky Patel without ever... Superheroes. Bring them back.
Yes. Where's my superheroes, Rocky? Like, yeah, you've kept some of these blends around forever. Like, yeah, we've had the edge for God knows how long. Like, come on, just bring them back. We want some some
I will say I uncovered one while going through my humidors.
It's like you're waiting for a special occasion. You're like, I want it, but I don't want it because after I smoke it, it's going to be gone.
Like, that's a 10-year-old cigar now.
Or it's mellowed out and it's like disappointing now. It's not as strong as it was back then.
So I don't know. That's one that could go either way. But at some point, I'm going to fire that thing up and be like, wow. Either this aged really well and I'm disappointed that I smoked it, or...
It's aged really bad. I'm disappointed I smoked it. And it's got a cool little footer band that you could probably put it on and make a tiny crown out of it.
I'm digging the larger band, the black on gold, foil there.
It's got a little bit of a texture to it too. It's kind of cool. It's if you want to be fancy this upcoming, something to smoke around your in-laws on Thanksgiving or celebrate Christmas. Yeah, maybe grab you one of these guys right here.
So fancy. That's when you smoke with your pinky up, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yes, yeah.
Just don't forget and go to ash and then burn your pinky. That could be a danger.
I mean, you could use your cigar to cauterize your cat wound that you got.
Yeah. Speaking of fancy, because we hadn't even got to the main topic. We're already on a tangent. Buffalo Trace has a cigar gift pack out for the holidays, and the box looks like the top of a whiskey barrel. I mean, it's got metal bands on it, and there's it even has a wood grain kind, so it looks like it's wood. And when you open it up, the inside of the box looks like the inside of a whiskey barrel. It's kind of has a charred oak look to it, and it even comes with this metal. On one side it looks like a Buffalo Trace big challenge coin, but when you pull it out and turn it over, it's like a cigar rest on the other side. So
that's cool. Pretty
badass looking. I'm like, I kind of want one of those. Being bourbon guys that we is.
I am a bourbon guy. Although I was on the road again, because, that's what I do.
On the road again?
Hennessy Margarita.
Weird.
It works. I'm just going to say, it works.
Hennessy Margarita. That's interesting. I have to try that. Well, speaking of classics brought back, this week we're going to be talking about Guillermo Del Toro's Frankenstein. And that we bitched about not having horror stuff during Halloween. It's seems like all the kind of horror and horror adjacent shit's coming out now. I'm like, bro, y'all a month late.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, we'll go into it into the main segment, but I guess before we do that though, I highly recommend the film.
Yeah. And if you need to wake the dead, you should call in the Strike Force. StrikeForceEnergy.com. Use your promo code CigarNerds. Works like a lightning bolt. It'll wake you up.
You always talk about Strike Force, but like we need Strike Force in the studio.
Yeah, we gotta get some. It's been a minute.
Like I'm always buying energy drinks and stuff, like as a little pick me up, and
you just get that pump bottle and just squirt it straight in your straight
I
to
got
the dome.
my energy apple juice. Maybe some Strike Force would go good with that.
Ooh, like just freaking double caffeinate.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're gonna wait for some lightning bolts, and we'll be right back with Frankenstein.
I had determined that the memory of my evils should die with me. Some of what I will tell you is fact. Some is not. But it is all true. What manner of creature is that? What manner of devil made him? I did. I had a vision. An idea took shape in my mind.
And welcome to Frankenstein.
Yeah, right off the bat, man, I gotta say, I like the direction that this went. Definitely some changes from the book version to, Del Toro's vision, but, there were nods and homages, and for a 2 hour and, a little over 2.5 hours.
Pretty freaking long, or at least it felt pretty freaking long.
I was going to say the exact opposite. Like, I guess because it's broken into part 1 and part 2.
I mean, it didn't feel long, like, as it, like, dragged on. It just felt long, like, I'm like, this is, like, a fucking big-ass movie. Yeah, runtime's 150 minutes. So that's, 2 hours and 30 minutes, something like that.
Math, computing,
yeah,
doing shit. But, I don't know, like... some people, I know they're just looking for the, straight book adaptation, and
but I think this too was probably the closest to a book adaptation that I've seen, because there was a lot more story that I've not seen in previous theatrical versions of Frankenstein.
Yeah. Well, there was a lot that, and I even...
It's been a long time since I've read the book, so I'm like, I don't know if this is something that's just new, or if it's like, this is stuff from the book that no one's ever really put in.
Well, it was, so
live action.
I took it a step further, and there's like a 45-minute, like director cut type deal where it's Del Toro talking about, his vision, everything from, hair, makeup, the sets, everything. But, he was like, since I was a kid, like, I've wanted to do, this 2-part series, one version, of telling Victor's side, and then the other side, from the monster's perspective, if you want to call it the monster, and I think anybody, like, that was always the thing, like, people always say, oh, it's Frankenstein, green dude with, bolts through the neck.
No, that's
like,
the Universal Monsters Frankenstein.
Exactly.
But yeah, it's like, this is the first one, like I said, and I don't know if this is something from the book or something that Del Toro came up with on his own, but yeah, this is the first one that I remember seeing where it kind of gave equal time to Frankenstein's perspective. A lot of them, it's always told by Victor,
yep,
or witnesses to Victor. It's like, but yeah, this one, like, it kind of had that moment. It's like, jumping way ahead when the monster finally shows up, and he's like, oh, he's told you his story. Well, let me tell you mine, and then kind of gives his perspective on how things went,
which I think was great. Definitely. Jurassic Park, I'm a huge fan, obviously, but it's always like, just because we can. Nobody ever asks, if we should, and, when you start dabbling in that, okay, I am now the sole creator of this thing, like, there's a whole level of, beyond parenting that has to happen.
And I guess I'm always a big fan of Guillermo's kind of style, because he's one who's he spends a lot of time on the visuals, but not he does a lot of practical effects, and and instead of just like relying on CGI. If he uses CGI, it's to enhance the practical effects and not to like cover them up.
Well, I thought one of the things that was in that little
just the whole, like, not just the creatures, but like the whole set. He really put some detail in, like, you're just looking around the background of things, and it's like, man, all this stuff looks like legit and real.
Well, he said that most of the time your director's office is next to accounting. For him, it's he wants to be in the middle of everything, so it's right by the art department and all of that stuff. Like, and it shows. I couldn't imagine like the makeup and everything else. All those individual prosthetics, like that actor was in the chair over 10 hours, getting prosthetics and makeup done.
Yeah, that's
like that's the type of shit that I don't even think about, like when people are like, "Oh yeah, I'm going to make a career out of, being an actor or, portraying a character," and it's like, okay, well, before I can even start my day, I got to sit here for 10 hours
before you work your 8-hour shift. It's like, you're going to work an 8-hour shift today, but we need you to, like, prep for 10 hours before you get here.
Or the worst would be like, all right, I need you here for 10 hours, and we got, like, a 5-minute segment to shoot.
Yeah, those dudes that do, like, creature work like that, they have to be the most patient motherfuckers on the planet. It's like Doug Jones, who's, like, in a bunch of Del Toro stuff, and he's like, if I saw a dude walking down the street, I would not know who he was until I heard his voice, because he's played so many, like, characters where he is in so much prosthetics and makeup that you, like, never, like, really sure what Doug Jones actually looks like. Because, he's in, so it's like, to do that not just once, but to do that, like, on the regular, like, yeah, I'm gonna be here for 10, 15, and not just, like, the however many hours it is to get into the shit, taking it off safely so they can reuse that stuff or not, like, damage the actor as they're pulling the stuff off of them. It's like, yeah, they usually have like, a couple hours of post-shooting makeup to get all that crap off.
Like, Rachel dabbles with the SFX shit and but, like you said, all right, Halloween's over and that shit just gets ripped off. Like, I never think about, oh, this has to be reused time and time again.
Even if it's not, like, even if they're applying, like, fresh prosthetics the next day, they still have to kind of safely take the other stuff off so they can, like, match it to the new stuff for continuity's sake, So, yeah, it's a fucking process. You can't just rip it off and into the day and go about your business.
But it was cool to see that. Like, that's one of the things I miss about Blu-rays and DVDs is, we've talked about it before, is all the behind the scenes and, what it actually takes to do a production. Because most of the time you look at a finished product and you're like, oh man, that was great, or that was dog shit. But even when it's dog shit, it's like, how many hundreds and hundreds of hours, were invested.
It's what kind of like when a few weeks ago we talked about Peacemakers, like, almost every episode they had like a 15-20 minute like mini doc, kind of the making of that episode. Because yeah, I'm a huge, like, like we said back in the day when we used to have physical media, the making ofs and the director commentaries and stuff, and like, yeah, it's like now all that stuff kind of lives on YouTube a lot of the times. But yeah, it's like having that access to that stuff I kind of miss, because yeah, after I watch something, especially something like I really enjoy, I'm like, all right, now I want to delve in deeper and see how this. See how the cake was baked,
Yeah, absolutely. See how all the ingredients go together, but from my vantage point, this is absolutely a hit. And
And for a Netflix movie too, I'm surprised this wasn't a
and that was the thing
huge theatrical
you know,
release.
the visuals and everything else and the quality of acting, this felt theatrical. Like this is one that I'm almost disappointed that, you know, I had to watch it on a 70-inch TV and not, you know, whatever the hell theater size is.
Yeah, because it had a limited theater. Because one thing is, like, to be eligible for award season, you have to have a theatrical release. So a lot of these, like, Netflix movies, you'll get like maybe one weekend in like a couple theaters just so they're eligible for. And this one should get like a shitload of awards, you know, just for, if not for the acting, just for the visual effects and makeup. Those guys deserve like awards for this shit, because especially leading up to Victor making the monster or the creature, his like experiments before that, some of the, like the stuff where he's like reanimating like partial corpses and arms, temporary, that stuff looked cool as shit. As a guy who used to work in a haunted house, I'm like, this would look badass in a fucking haunted house.
Like, I almost want, you know, like, we've got the damn basketball, you know, shoot games and stuff like that. Like, I really want the game where it's just the upper torso and, you know, it reaches out and catches the ball. Like,
yeah, that's one of the things. He's like, we get a scene of him, like, basically called into a, like, college of surgeons. They're like, you know, your experiments are because he's like, he loses his mother, loses his father, and he's like, I'm going to conquer death. I'm not going to become a doctor to treat the injured. I want to become a doctor so I can like
prevent
stop death completely. And so we see some early experiments, and like I said, he gets called into like basically the board of surgeons that they think his experiments are you know, immoral or and he's like, oh, here's a demonstration. He like whips off this tarp, and there's like, it's like a fucking zombie. It's like half a torso with like an arm and shit. And he's like, here you go, gentlemen. Let me plug in these steampunk batteries here, and the thing comes to life. And they're like, oh, this is just, we know if you run electricity through muscle tissue, you can cause it to expand and contract. This is not signs of life. This is just, you know, puppetry. It's like, really, can a puppet do this? And like tosses the thing a ball, and it actually like catches it. And it's like, he's like, everybody's like, oh shit.
Well, I think even the biggest getter is when he's like, okay, now drop it, please. And then just the snide. The please is very important.
Yeah. The please always helps. Yeah. That's one thing too I was talking about, is like, yeah, that's, you can't puppet that because the human brain is like the fastest supercomputer on the planet. We have not been able to build a computer to mimic thought, because you throw something at someone and they reach up and catch it out of reflex. To make a robot do that, you have to calculate kind of trajectory, speed. There's like if I were to write out the math of how to catch a ball, it would be like a fucking giant ass equation, but your brain does it like without you even thinking about it. Well, it makes all those calculations and plots the intercept course without even really conscious thought.
I dabbled with robotics back in high school, and I literally spent a week writing a code.
Yeah, to pick up a bot,
just to
move it to like another piece
of
the table.
Ball to move it 6 inches. Like, I was like,
to like make basically a baseball catching robot. It's like, that's just tons and tons of data that you have to calculate.
But then you think about like the shit that Boston Dynamic and everything else is doing with the robot dogs and all that kind of like
it's getting close.
It's getting to the point now to where it's scary.
Yeah, especially like the AI, like the audio and visual stuff where it's just like, hey, write me a video about this, and they're like, all right, yeah, here you go. It's like, oh yeah, we're all gonna die soon.
Yeah, and now you've got a number of voice actors and stuff selling their voices to be able to be used by AI and stuff.
Yeah, that was one thing. I was just I was listening to a podcast with Ross Patterson's new book is about to come out this next. I think it comes out the same day this podcast will.
Is this going to be another At Night She Cries, or is
yes,
this...
it's the final one. It's called the Final Inch. But he was talking about, he discovered, can't remember the name of the company, but yeah, a lot of celebrities have licensed their voice is to be used for AI. So he's like, he always does these like big, like almost like radio play versions of, I mean, he has several actors playing characters in his audiobooks. But he said with this, he's like, I can basically like, you know, if I want McConaughey to like read this character, I can purchase it from this company. And now like, you know, I don't have to hire actors to play these parts in my audiobook. I can just plug and play whatever celebrity I want to play this character in the book.
Yeah, I don't know. Definitely, in my humble opinion, that doesn't mean two shits, because technology is going to do what technology does, for better or for worse. But yeah, I just think that's a slippery slope that, you know, at some point, like, all right, well, we've sold all the things, now what?
Terminators.
You laugh,
It all
toaster
goes back
laughs.
to Skynet. Yeah. Oh.
We shoot the toaster. You know, that's.
But yeah, this movie starts as most Frankenstein movies start with, you know, the Royal Danish Navy on an expedition to the North Pole becomes trapped in the ice.
This part was in the book. So this is kind of how the book starts, with the captain's notes, and
yeah, he finds Victor on the ice, and he's like, because there's like an explosion as they're trying to dig the in. And I like too, it's like a parallel story of obsession. Where like the crew is like, if we get the boat unfrozen, are we going home? And he's like, no, we've not completed our mission. We're completing our mission no matter what. And then he meets Victor, who's like, let me tell you my story of how obsession can ultimately undo you and those around you. But yeah, finds him on the ice, and then the creature shows up and demands Victor's head, and you know, they have a skirmish with this superpowered thing, and they eventually sink him in the ice, which will slow him down. But he's like, all right, we've sunk him in the ice. He's like, oh, he ain't dead, but you're gonna slow him down. Let me tell you my story before he comes back.
yeah.
And you get part one, Victor's
but
story.
just watching, you know, the creature, like the level of acting for that, like I'm always, you know, and this goes back to Groot and the other ones, like, you know, of course we get introduced to the character after he's had years of training and development and, you know, life coaching essentially.
Yeah.
But, you know,
but yeah, to start off with just like, Victor, just the only thing he's, just,
yeah, I mean, it was like the communication was more so in the facial expressions, but it's almost like
basically a,
you know, that
superpowered newborn
actor does so good with those facial expressions that, like, okay, yeah, the actions, the expression, like, I can almost infer how you're trying to communicate with me. Like,
and I'm not familiar with this actor too. The guy who played the monster is Jacob Elordi. Yeah, I'm.
It's probably going to be one of those that we Google, and then all of a sudden it's like, this guy's been in everything. We just didn't know it.
Apparently he's the kids will know who he is because he's been in a bunch of, like, he was in the Kissing Booth franchise, and he was also in Euphoria on HBO. So none of the things I watch, but apparently he's a big actor with the youths.
That's you know, I started this DJ endeavor, right? And like all this shit with 6'7", and I'm like, I'm trying to learn like all the fucking kid lingo now, and I'm
still
like,
no idea what that is.
Oh my god, what have I done?
It's not even a 68. I mean, the fuck's a 6'7"? We're old. But yeah, and we also got Oscar Isaacs, Mia Goth, Christoph Waltz. Like a pretty stacked freaking cast for this movie.
And I mean, dude, it shows though. Like I said, you know, there's good Netflix productions, don't get me wrong. But this truly felt like it was a production meant to be on the big screen.
Yeah, there's Netflix stuff that you're like, all right, this is a whatever indie film. And then there's ones like, oh, this is like big budget. Yeah, I mean the budget for this was 120 million, which seems kind of cheap. I mean, just
well, and I still haven't figured out exactly how the funding for this works. Like, you know, I get it with, you know, theatric releases and stuff, but when it comes to streaming, like, is there, like, you know, a tiered threshold and be like, okay, well,
we
if
got
we
so
hit...
many more subscribers, or this was watched so many times.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like, it's not like you can't. Well,
like,
I mean,
I don't know
now,
what the tangible.
Now they got the ad model, but yeah, I have still no idea how Netflix makes money. And they never tell you like you can't get like numbers and shit on like Netflix stuff. They're like famously. They'll tell you, like, yeah, this was good or not, but they won't give you, like, oh, this was watched X number of times or whatnot. They're famously hush-hush about, because they probably don't want to pay people more if they find out how famous they actually are.
It's just crazy to me, like, you know, thinking about Netflix as fucking DVD kiosk.
Back in the... We're so old, kids. Back in the day, we used to get Netflix in the mail. There was no streaming. It started off as a freaking, you know, you went online and you ordered DVDs to your house, and then when you were done with them, you sent them back and they sent you more DVDs.
Like, are we at the point now to where, like, there's kids out there that's like, yeah, what's the DVD?
Yeah, I mean,
Like,
Redbox went out of business. I mean, that was a thing for a long time. That was like kind of like the last like physical rental place. It was like, you know, after Blockbuster and Turtles and everything else went, Hollywood Video, all those closed up. Your trusty Redbox, where you could, you know, get a movie on your way out of the grocery store, like, was like the last bastion of renting physical media. And then it's like, nope, it is no more.
Yeah.
Welcome to the future, old man.
Yeah, where we don't own shit.
Yeah.
We literally pay to lease everything, and at a moment's notice, it can all be taken away.
It's gonna be like remember Fahrenheit 451? When books were outlaws, they was like outlawed. There was certain people that memorized books.
Yeah.
That way, like whenever, you know, we could write them down again at some point. There's gonna be a bunch of people that are like, when all the physical media goes away, we're gonna like make YouTube versions of movies. That way we can preserve them for history.
God, that's sad to say.
It's like you're like, you know, and
Oh, don't worry, it's in the cloud. But what happens when the cloud goes away?
yeah, we get like some kind of post-apocalyptic movie or where like the world has collapsed. There's no more internet, so all these things that we didn't have physical media are gone. But then there's a few like autistic people that have memorized shit. Like, so you're going to like live action plays and it's like Star Wars and shit. Cause like, our tribal elder is telling us the tale of Luke Skywalker.
Corey with Star Wars, A Forbidden Tale.
Yeah, it's like it's gonna be like,
And at that
it's gonna
point,
be
it'll
back
be
to
like
Shakespearean theater work, but it's all gonna be old popular movies.
it'll be. So wait a second, is this fiction or nonfiction? Like, are these events that really happened?
Who knows?
Were there people really running around Earth with lightsabers fighting off, you know, droids and stuff? Like,
Of course.
yeah. Like, I mean, you just think back to the telephone game, right? Like,
It's like the aliens in the fucking Tim Allen movie, where they had thought Earth, like, TV broadcasts were like history, so they built like the starships and shit from Galaxy Quest. Yeah, it's like, so like these alien race thought like that was real, so they built their own like starship based on the TV broadcast that they had intercepted. That'll be the future.
you know what I've
when
realized?
they find our historical documents after the Earth falls.
Yeah, like the only legitimate thing will be a space-time capsule somewhere. Somebody will, wait a minute, everything that we've thought was, what is this? Aliens, man.
I gotta say, we're talking about his design choices. when his mother dies, and then again when his father dies, the coffins were badass. It was like a carved, like, marble statue of the person with, like, just their face, like, stinging up out of it, and it's like, put the little mask on you. And I'm like, that's pretty cool. I want one of those when I die. I want to be stuck in a statue.
Dude, that like almost added a whole nother like
it was like almost like
creep
a
factor. You
yeah,
know?
It was like a gothic interpretation of like a Egyptian sarcophagus.
Yeah. Secretly, the pharaohs were goths.
Speaking of goths, transition. Mia Goth, who played both Victor's mom and later on his brother's fiance.
I was wondering how you were going to get us back on track. I was about to make the comment of, we really should start hanging out more, because when we do hang out, it's just, hey, tangent, we can't focus.
Yeah, that neither one of us has slept much, so we're on a lot of caffeine this episode. Oh.
Caffeine, cocaine,
she's
all the things.
She's a weird actress. It's like, I've only ever seen her in like horror movies.
I mean, does it really get any less horror talking about, Frankenstein? Like, I mean...
But she's also made a career playing multiple characters. Because, like I said, she played Victor's mom, and then later was his brother's wife, fiance, that, Victor had the hots for, because she was a intellectual woman in a liked to study bugs.
Victor's mom.
But did you ever see
going on?
That weird...
I was working on a Halloween remix
from the Summer of Naked Old Women, the X movie.
Oh, I don't remember if I saw that. I think we talked about it though.
It's a trilogy, and I haven't seen the last one yet, but I saw I think I've seen the kill count. I saw the second one, because there's the first one. It's about a bunch of people in the 70s go rent a farmhouse to film a porn, and the old people that own the house are jealous of their youth and want to kill the teenagers that are having the sex. But she plays both the porn star chick and the creepy old lady who wants to kill everybody. And then they did a prequel movie where she played the young version of that old lady, and you see how she went, the shit that happened to her that made her batshit crazy, and it was called Pearl. But yeah, but in that first one, yeah, she's playing both the final girl protagonist and the killer. she's like trying to...
You ever not been laid in a while, and you're just like, I'm so fucking frustrated and I hate life?
I need to kill.
And then you get laid, and then it's all sunshine and rainbows, and,
Yeah. But yeah, so playing multiple characters in the same movie is nothing new for her.
I think that was Frankenstein's biggest issue.
What's that? Not getting laid?
Yeah. Well, I mean, and see, I did it there too. We should say the creature's issue.
Yeah, it's like it's been Frankenstein's cursed. Like the monster has never gotten a name in all these years. I mean, it was a test on the Monster Squad monster test. Is Frankenstein the name of the monster, or is it? Well, he does call him son, so technically, I guess he is Frankenstein. We just don't know what his first name is. It's Bob Frankenstein.
Son of Frankenstein.
Frankenstein's son. That's how they used to names get made back in the day.
It's brilliant. I think it is. Did we make it past the opening battle yet? Just bodies getting slung and people getting fucked up left and right? Because that was pretty epic.
Oh yeah, because of course these Danish sailors are trying to fight off the monster's attack, and yeah, he's just like fucking pimp slapping dudes left and right.
And then the fucking blunderbuss. That's the one thing about Del Toro too. You're gonna get some kind of crazy fucking gun.
Was it the fucking the Hellboy pistol? That might be able to take down a Frankenstein.
Yeah, but he's just gonna regenerate. Like I was wondering, the celebrity death matches, have the creature from Frankenstein versus Deadpool.
It's gonna be like when Wolverine fought Deadpool in the car. Neither one of them can die.
Yeah,
but it's weird too because he's part of the.
I mean, he does kind of. Well, actually, he doesn't die. He just said, "Oh, it goes dark," and then
I wake up, and it's like It's kind of like when the Highlander gets killed. He's dead for a minute, and then he just kind of reboots. Yeah, it was like, all right, cool. You've got these healing powers now, but he can't heal his original scars. He's still like just patchworks and shit. It's like no, those injuries were before I became immortal, so I keep those original scars.
But I don't know. I mean, it was definitely a cool look.
But it was definitely more, and I don't know if this is from, like I said, the book, because kind of the closest to, I guess, authentic because we have the Universal Monsters version of Frankenstein, but the old, what was it, the 90s with Robert De Niro as Frankenstein? That was kind of like the original classical look at Frankenstein.
I started doing some research, and dude, there's been a ton of Frankenstein movies that I just, for whatever reason, I don't remember. And I'm like, like 2004, 2010 and other stuff, and I'm like, where the hell were all these movies at?
And then you got like Van Helsing. There's like a ton of movies where Frankenstein's just a character in the movie, even if he's not the star. But I always remember like Victor's experiments kind of being him by himself, where this one, he had a lot more help. Like he had Christoph Waltz's character, who's like an arms merchant, Henrik Harlander, who basically funds his operation, because we find out later on that he's dying, and he's trying to, hopefully Victor can defeat death so he can not die of syphilis. And then you got his brother, who I don't think I've ever really seen his brother as a big character of that. I mean, there's always like the love interest in these Frankenstein movies.
I mean, you got to have the gothic romance.
But yeah, he's got his brother. He's got his kind of benefactor that he's not operating alone as he has in like previous films.
But
and also we got a lot more of his, like, most of the stories start with the creation, where this one, like, we got a little bit more of like young Victor and his they fleshed out what made him be the man he was, like a lot more of his like child story of Victor that I've not seen before. That part was cool,
just seeing the upbringing and Victor's father just being like, "Ha, you answered wrong, you get lashed. You will be better than me."
And the old saying of like the sins of the father, like once he starts trying to train the monster, he starts kind of being abusive to him like his father was to him. That too, and like Victor is such a dick in this movie, where it's like he ends up, and it might have been accidental, killing the he fights with his benefactor, and then Heinrich falls off the tower. He looks like he tries to save him, but then he's like tells his brother, he's like, "Oh, we got to keep the creature locked up. The creature killed and of course his benefactor is also his brother's fiance's uncle,
Elizabeth.
Yeah, Elizabeth's uncle, and it's like, oh no, the monster killed him. Like, so like until kind of Victor truly creates the monster, because the monster is not kind of bad to begin with, but Victor keeps kind of telling everybody, "Oh, Leia, look at him. He's look at me. I'm the genius. No, this thing's just a beast that he killed Henrik here when he like didn't have anything to do with that shit." Or later on when the hunters find him and they're like, "Oh, he must be a monster," and he's like, "No, I was trying to save this old man. He motherfucker got eaten by wolves."
Yeah. I mean, which that's just all great. Perspective of time and place, but then just the human element, of.
Guillermo did a good job of humanizing the creature, and making Victor the douchebag.
Well, at least for part one, you know, and I mean, like you said, sins of thy father, but, hey, you created this thing, but nobody stopped to think about the morality, hey, okay, I exist. What do I exist for? What is my purpose? What But then, all of life has to be, is about your experiences. And, your experiences are going to shape the individual. If you grew up in shitty situations, most of the time you're probably, some people will be able to work themselves out of that, but by and large, you fall victim to it.
And of course, fucking Victor, egotistical,
narcissistic.
As soon as Elizabeth shows some more attention to the monster, and the monster's like, "Ooh, Elizabeth," and he's like, gets freaking jealous. He's like, "No, this thing is evil. I've got to burn down my lab and destroy the thing I've made to cover up my crimes." But yeah, then we get and
he just magically has all that fuel on hand.
I mean, he had to, he had to fuel his steam engines. There was steam engines that were powering the diesel. The science runs off diesel, apparently.
Okay.
That was one of the things when they were building the lab, and he's like making his brother kind of work as his whatchamacallit, the project manager. He's like, all right, yeah, we need this, and this. We need these lightning rods made out of silver. We need enough fuel for the steam engines to power everything. So that was one of the things on his shopping list. Like, we're gonna need a shitload of diesel to
that might have been
generators.
That part I nodded off, and then when I resumed, I was like, oh shit, I skipped 10 minutes. I was like doing that thing, like, okay, I remember this, I remember that. Oh, I don't remember this, so go back, a few more scenes. Maybe I didn't. Maybe there was a.
It sounds like a freaking grandfather clock going off. We've reached the witching hour.
It's just gonna be a cuckoo clock. Cuckoo, cuckoo.
Oh, but yeah. Then we get, because the last we see of the creature, he's very fresh slate, as you say, like Groot. And then when he makes it onto the ship and confronts the captain, he's like, well, he's told you his version of the story. Let me tell you mine and let you decide if you're gonna protect this asshole or not. And we flash back to him right after that explosion and him kind of wandering the forest. He comes across this hunting cabin in a family.
Well, even before that, just him, I love just the pure innocence, You got the deer sitting there eating berries, and he's literally, picking berries and feeding the deer like he's not,
No, there's no aggression in him.
Exactly.
Until he finally has enough of humanity. And of course the hunters kill the deer and then chase him off trying to kill, what is this beast? But then he kind of hides out in that basement and then starts doing nice things for that family that he's taking food and clothing from, and it's like it's the spirit of the forest. And and of course it's winter's coming, we have to go hunt, and but the old man is like, I'm blind, I'm old, you and the kids go off for the winter, I'll maintain the cabin and stay here. And then he meets the spirit of the forest and starts teaching him to read, teaching him to speak and shit, and he becomes all articulate and stuff.
Well, I mean, I thought it was cool because you see the grandfather sitting with a kid, and it's like, okay, you did good, and Frankenstein's just sitting there with his little peephole, oh, hands, oh, words, and let me just sit here with my pet rats, just me and the rats are one.
I am the rat.
But I mean, I thought that was cool, where he's like, hey, how can, they keep leaving me gifts and, shit like that. What can I do to, hey, here you go. Build you a pen for your sheep. Hey, I, stacked all your, wheat and shit. Let me try to carry my weight.
Yeah. And then, once he kind of learns enough to be coherent, he's like, let me go back to where I was born and see if I can figure out how I came to be. And then he finds Victor's notes and a letter to him, so he's like, now I can go find my creator. And he comes back and it's like, oh no, Grandpa got eaten by the wolves, and now I gotta fight the wolves. And and of course the hunters come back right as he's oh, you must have killed Father, now we have to kill you. And that's when he first oh, I got shot in the head and I didn't die. I'm immortal. I'm going to live forever by myself because I'm one of a kind. Let me go find my creator and demand he make me a companion.
But I kind of like that, where the wolves don't hate the sheep and the, sheep don't hate the wolves. It's just the circle of life like that.
The circle of life.
We just went straight Lion King. I killed your father.
I wonder what Scar's name was before he became Scar.
Scarless.
I mean, it's kind of foreshadowed. You get named Scar, then you end up with a scar. I mean, or he's like, damn it, my name's Steve. Why do y'all keep calling me fucking Scar? That's kind of rude. No wonder he wanted to kill everybody.
Guys, stop picking on me. God, we should do, like, a series of something of, like, alternate, like...
And of course we find Victor now is like at his brother's wedding, and he's still trying to mac on his brother's fiance with his sweet like prosthetic leg. I mean prosthetic legs in the 1800s, that was pretty advanced for that. I guess if you're a fan of steampunk, this is a very steampunk-esque movie, especially his lab. Like his lab was like cool as shit. That's like something straight out of some Orson Welles shit.
They're just like, hey, there's a steampunk expo. Let's go here and film.
Yeah.
Mustache rides?
Oh. And of course he does, fucks him over again. He's like, I want you to make me a partner. He's like, hell no. Like, I'm ashamed that I made you. I'm not making another one. What are y'all gonna do? Breed then? No, this is bullshit. And then, of course he, fucking slaps him around a bit, and then Homegirl comes in, and Victor tries to kill... this motherfucker, like, heals. Like, you're gonna try to shoot him, and then you accidentally shoot the girl that you love, and then blame... Oh, the creature killed her! It totally wasn't me, guys! This fucking monster here, like, done killed Elizabeth.
He grew bullet fingers.
Yeah. And then gets his brother kind of killed in the melee. And his brother's like, he's like, I was always scared of you, Victor. You are the monster. You've doomed us all with your obsession.
Yeah, good story of don't play God.
Yeah. Build Skynet.
It's already built, Joe.
True.
You didn't start warning people soon enough.
No one would listen. I'm like, you're not crazy when the shit actually happens. I am the sci-fi equivalent of the crazy old man in the all the horror movies that are like, don't go to that haunted lake. You're all gonna die down there. And then they all die down there, and it's like, should listen to the crazy old man.
Fucking told you so.
Yeah.
Damn it. Y'all gotta go to some lake camp? Like, can't go anywhere else in the world?
Oh. But yeah, and it's like, I like how he's just like, no, I'm gonna, like, you killed, like, the only person that was nice to me. I'm gonna, like, I'm not gonna kill you. Like, living
I'm just gonna keep injuring you.
Yeah, I'm just gonna keep fucking with you and, like, just show up, kick your ass, and, like, go away. And finally, like, he tracks him, like, all the way out to, like, damn near the North Pole, and he's like, I need some dynamite. And and he's like, oh, you got dynamite? And he's like, here, let me light that for you. And he's like, if this doesn't kill me, you should probably run, or whatever. And it's like, he's like, yeah. Because at this point, he's like, he's not going to make me a partner. Like, either figure out a way to kill me, or, help me. So he's like, oh, dynamite, let me try this. Nope, didn't kill me. Now I'm going to fuck you up some more. This kind of reminds me there was a movie.
Like, I love that scene, though, where he's like, he lights it, and, creature just looks over, and he's like, now run. And it's like, dude, you've broken his leg, and,
Yeah.
he's like trying to hobble away. That'd be me with my bad knees now. Be like, that's gonna go boom, so we probably want to be, okay, I made it 12 feet, I'm good.
Oh. But yeah, they have that moment like after that where he's like, you know, Creature's told his story, Victor told his story. Victor's finally like, now that I've heard your side of things, yeah, I understand. I'm sorry, you know, my son, like I created this torture of a life. You know, this is my fault. You know, go ahead and take your vengeance. But then he just kind of dies because he's already getting fucked up and half frozen.
Well, that whole, you know, kind of dialogue of just, you know, forgive me, Father, for I have sinned, and you are forgiven, Victor, and you may rest in peacefully, and whatnot.
We're gonna go chunk you in the ice.
So romantic.
And then help the nice Danish guys off. Like, all right, sorry I killed like 3 or 4 of your guys, but
they shot me.
Yeah, it's just like, yeah, I got some anger issues, but let me push y'all's ass back out to sea, and I'm gonna go fuck off and I'm gonna go fight a Yeti. I gotta find something. I'm all the way up here at the North Pole. I'm gonna find something to do.
No, he's gonna start a commune, and they're gonna leave.
He's gonna become Santa Claus.
Santa Claus and Frankenstein's creature.
I'm gonna go fight the Yule Cat. Make him my pet. Oh.
I mean, dude, like, there are so many legends. Like, we could just, yeah, the creature verse, the chupacabra. Like, you know, he's just out, like, looking at all these, you know, different mythos and, you know, creatures of mythology. Like, yes, I have found one. And I am indestructible, so I shall defeat it for the people.
But yeah, I do like, too, that, like, you know, after all this kind of transpires, and they're like, all right, Captain, we've got the ship free. What's our course of action? And the captain's like, no, I've learned my lesson. I've, you know, seen what kind of obsession can do.
I know we just got out of the ice, but turn back. Let's go through the ice again.
Yeah. It's like, let's get the fuck home. Like yeah, fuck the North Pole. We're getting the fuck out of here.
They're never gonna find that island of misfit toys. Creature finds the island.
Fucking what was the prospector from the Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer movie?
Oh,
he shows up and tries to fight Frankenstein. He's like, "Oh, sorry, I thought you were the Bumble."
What? Not Ulysses. Something along those lines, though.
Yeah.
That's one of those, like, it's on the tip of the tongue, and I can't.
Yeah, Lars Mikkelsen too, as he was the one who played the captain of the Navy expedition. Yeah, I mean, this had such like big name actors in this thing too.
Like I said, this is truly was one that I'm like, now that I've seen it, like, I don't know, like if oh yeah, there's this Netflix production and it's going to be in theaters. Like, I probably wouldn't have taken the gamble to see it, but now I'm like, man, this needs to be a theatrical release. Now that hindsight can be 20/20.
That and too, I like to kind of back it up a little bit. I like how they went a lot deeper into the science of it, where it's like, oh, I've discovered the lymphatic system. That's going to be my circuitry for building my monster, and there was all these. They kind of did enough, even if it is like fictional, that it like made it kind of plausible. That,
well, this is one of those that I'm waiting on some scientist or something to be like the science facts behind, Frankenstein, and be like, oh, this was all Hollywood total made up BS, but man, it sounded great on screen.
Yeah, I mean, they did enough where it's not just like, a lot of the times it's like, oh, I'm just gonna like throw a lightning rod, shock the piss out of this corpse that I've sewn together. But I mean, Del Toro and his like love of practical effects, you got to see a lot of that like surgical stuff of him trying to connect the parts and sewing the muscle tissue together, and the kind of, oh yeah, just electric shock to the fucking lymphatic system with my special juice I invented.
Shock.
My whatever potion that I've created. Yeah, they put enough. They kind of whatever, dazzled you with enough details that you're like, all right, yeah, maybe this shit's possible.
without overloading you to be like, oh man, I need a medical degree.
Yeah. But everything looked kind of sticky.
Now I want somebody with a... Oh, yeah. Well,
like, oh, this looks really gross.
Like when you just see, all the different cadavers and bits and pieces, and it's like, man, somebody had fun at the butcher market.
Yeah. I'm like, that castle had to stink like a motherfucker.
It was cold. It was all frozen.
Also, the one thing that, like, you missed the gas thing. What the fuck was that castle for to begin with? Like, it had this giant, like, hole in the middle of the tower. They went from, like, the top of the tower all the way to the basement. It's like, they never explained why there was a giant, like, toilet hole in the middle of this castle.
It allowed oxygen to disperse,
It was an ancient, like, AC system or whatnot.
Otherwise you would just suffocate because no air's getting in.
Yeah, because I was like, I mean, it looks cool, but I'm like, why is hole?
if your exterior gets breached, you can navigate to the hole.
Yeah, I don't remember them ever explaining what that castle was to begin with.
Or maybe the hole is what actually leads to birth.
It's the birth hole.
If you had a castle, what would it be? Castle vagina. Here we birth.
Like the Glock model vaginas.
That would be Castle Boom. Or Castle Pew. Just...
It's that fucking Super Mario level with all the fucking bullets that you had to hop, the giant cannons with the big bullets.
What was that? Was it the final up where you're on the ship and
yeah.
Think you did good, then you get to the boss. It's like, fuck.
And I always like Oscar Isaac too. He's one of those guys that, like, I didn't like him much as Poe in Star Wars, but then after the stuff he's done since Star Wars, I'm like, fucking Moon Knight and this, and I'm like, it's like him and Pedro Pascal are in like everything these days. It's like, hey, we need a Guatemalan guy. Which is Pedro busy? Oh, it's calls Oscar Isaac.
Like, I'm only doing this if he agrees to it as well. We're a package deal.
Yeah, we need like a movie with both of them in it.
But now I would like to go back and reread the book and try to pick up, which I'm sure by now somebody's already did. These are the differences. Because as soon as something gets released, somebody's like, ha.
And that book too,
got a
like
film for that.
I listened to that
was very screechy, by the way.
Short form podcast, and it's called like A Culture Shock, where they just kind of do weird stories, but it's like maybe like a 20-30 minute podcast.
They have Teslas.
But they did an episode on Mary Shelley, and it's like, yeah, like that whole story of Frankenstein was basically, I think it was originally called like the Modern Prometheus. It was basically like her and her buddies like hanging out in a cabin and shit, and was like, they're like, hey, as fun, let's see who can write the best ghost story or whatnot. And Frankenstein, or what the basis of Frankenstein is, what she just kind of came up with at this party that in her little like writing competition with the with her friends of the time.
Well, I mean, dude, we've had so many great ideas that we could have retired on over the years if only we had written them down and pursued them.
Yeah.
I mean, we have conquered all the world's problems at some point, and
that's the problem. We get distracted and we're lazy. Like back in the day, you didn't have as many distractions. It's like, I live in a cabin in the woods. There's no internet. For me to go visit my buddy in the next town, that's like a 3-month journey by boat. It's like, if you thought of something, you didn't have anything to distract you from it. You're just like, all right, I guess I'm going to do this thing. Nowadays, it's like, hey, I got this idea. Oh, there's a new season of The Witcher on.
Shiny.
Yeah. I'm going to go watch The Witcher.
Well, that is definitely on my bucket list. I don't know. Like I feel like I'm going into that one already with a sense of negativity, though. Just so disappointed.
Yeah, I'm 3 episodes in, so we'll see. I'll let you know when I finish it if it's worthy. So yeah, as we kind of wrap this up, this here Rocky Patel 30th, caramelly, little nutty, some almonds, some cocoa powder, and just a kind of hint of cedar. A bit woody, if you will.
It's like a woody hot chocolate, it sounds like.
Yeah, it's smooth yet robust.
Man, you're getting really good at this.
Mm-hmm. Totally not just reading this description off the website. But I don't disagree with it.
They're not wrong. We are tasting the same thing.
I confirm his opinion. But yeah, it's good. I mean,
Like, is there like a sommelier type deal for cigars? Like,
there might be. I don't know.
It's like, oh yeah, you got to go through a 52-week program, and
yeah, it's like, yeah, because a lot of times it's like, I like this cigar, I can't. Because like we've talked to some blenders too, and it's like, yeah, there's certain people have the palate when they, oh yeah, I taste this, and this, and then there's other people that are like, this tastes good. I can't tell you like I'm tasting this and this and this, but I'm like, no, overall, it's good.
I get apricot and elderberry, and I'm like, and then there'll be some shit. I'm like, what the fuck does that even taste like? How could you possibly know?
That's like we were talking to, Ricky Rodriguez, and he's like, these people that are like, oh, it tastes earthy. Like, what are you, chewing on dirt? How do you know what earth tastes like? And leathery. I'm just chewing on a freaking old belt.
I know leather because I used to chew on my baseball glove. I know earth because many times I've wrecked BMX bikes and came up with a
just face planted in the mud and like, this tastes like dirt.
When we were kids and we heard people were smoking grass and be like, yeah, let me grab this blade of grass. We're cool too. Look at us not doing anything.
Oh yeah, I guess there are certain flavors that you can. there is non-eating ways to like develop those flavors. So, all right. I stand corrected.
I'm speaking from my experience, but then again, like it's like, man, that tastes like dirt and grass and all these like that's gonna taste terrible.
Candela. It tastes like fresh cut grass. Why is that a good thing? Oh,
but I mean, so much of it is your smell influences your taste as well. But
so now that Del Toro has tackled historical monsters, what's another monster that we've not had a story on that a Del Toro version would?
Well, I don't know. I mean, this has been like based on that docu-series thing. This was kind of like something he wanted to do very early on in his infancy. A
Jekyll and Hyde story.
And that's one that you don't really
I don't think Dracula has enough like creature feature stuff for his like visual style, but you could add a lot of science and whatnot into a Jekyll and Hyde story. You could definitely monster up at least the Hyde version.
I mean, you could Dracula as well. I mean, you get the gothic romance side of Dracula, then you get just the straight up horror blood-sucking version of Dracula. I mean,
we get the Marvel team up. We have like the Wolfman, Frankenstein. He does an Avengers-style monster movie, which I think they're already...
Nobody would even know who those characters are anymore. Be like, and remember, it's Donna and the Wolfman.
It's Werewolf by Night.
Yeah. Anybody from the state of Georgia knows that one. Come on down to Gainesville.
Donna and the Wolfman. I drove by that recently, too. I'm like, oh, yeah, the Wolfman. Yeah, local commercials are always some of the best commercials. Those weird,
especially
low
from our childhood.
Yeah, the regional shit. But yeah, that's kind of all we got for you this week. Stay tuned for some whatever we talk about next.
I think we're going to do a book review on Blow and Smoke.
I was going to say science, but I think we're going to do a Blow and Smoke after this.
I'm here to help you stay on track.
Yeah. I get distracted easy. That's why I accomplish nothing.
Ooh, piece of candy.
Piece of candy, yeah.
We'll be right back.
Tired of the same old boring podcast? Ready to spice up your ears with a slice of everything? Then you need to listen to the Cosmic Pizza Podcast with hosts Dan, Casey, Paul, and Sean, who will serve up a delicious smorgasbord of chat, from deep dives into pop culture and personal stories to history, retro gaming, and even a bit of Star Trek. So, if you're hungry for conversations, interviews, and general fun, grab a slice. Find the Cosmic Pizza Podcast wherever you get your podcasts. New episodes served hot at the beginning of every month.
And now it's time for blowing smoke.
Yeah, and it's time for some blowing smoke. Totally forgot who was doing what there. So yeah, we're gonna kind of do a Cigar Nerds book club. We rarely read, so
I listen to quite a bit of audiobooks, but there's, I've been on the Lee Child kick, and I think I'm
I need to re-up my
16 or 17 books is what, because if I'm
I
driving
had the Audible
solo
subscription, and I was listening to all the Jack Carr books before the new one came out to kind of get caught up, and then I ran out of things, so I canceled my subscription. I need to redo it and start listening to some of the Lee Child novels, because with there being 17 of them, I don't want to buy 17 books and actually physically read them. But yeah, if those I might justify audiobooks, because I'm still old school. I like having physical media. I like looking around at my library. It's like, oh, I actually read all this shit, so I feel accomplished.
Yeah, my Audible library says I've read a lot, but
yeah, we're talking about Jack Carr's latest book, Cry Havoc, which is a prequel, sort of, to his Terminal List series.
Well, I mean, we in
a way,
it's great to get the history of Tom in this instead of
we've always heard the legend of James Reese's father, Tom Reese. We knew he was CIA, he was Vietnam, and this story follows him in 1968 Vietnam, which was the bloodiest year of the war, and kind of how he got linked up with the CIA and the shit. It's basically a kind of a spy thriller set in Vietnam, which was kind of a cool new thing that I had not previously read a lot of.
I mean, just the amount of historical research and everything else that went into this, and I to fast forward, the epilogue of the book essentially kind of goes and gives you a rundown on specific events that he sort of changed for the book based on
Yeah, I like how he always kind of wraps in real world things to his books, and the prologues are always like, of the things I talked about, here's the things that are factual, and here's the things that are kind of artistic interpretation. And yeah, I think I saw some interviews with him, and he's like, yeah, this is the most researched book I've done, because talking about the modern times, he's got his kind of own experiences to draw from, but he's like, I thought I knew about Vietnam till I started doing into the research, and he's like, this book took a lot longer to come out than I originally anticipated, because there was so much research that got done on this book to make it kind of authentic.
Yeah, and I don't know, it was very interesting, getting kind of the outside influence, and to me, like, a lot of this echoes modern day, stuff that we see, like, man, like, how much influence does Russia and China and all of these different events and angles, like, oh, well, shit, our back's against the wall in the U.S. because of this one thing, and they're going to leverage that for this other thing, so our overall objective now is completely derailed.
Yeah.
And we learned that in this book, where, we learned that some of the POWs are, being captured in Vietnam and then being sent to, where was it, Siberia, or, one of the Russian...
They shipped them off to some prison in Russia. But then it was like, yeah, they'd also used the real-world event of Korea capturing a U.S. spy boat, the USS Pueblo, and breaking our kind of encryption codes. And that's how they were kind of eavesdropping in on Mac v SOG missions, which was basically like OG special forces groups in Vietnam. And that did a lot of fighting in countries that we weren't supposed to be fighting in. The guys that were doing like the secret shit back in the day. And yeah, this one I probably need to listen to the audiobook as well, because I know I'm mispronouncing half of these Vietnamese words that are used in this book.
Dude, huge shout out to Ray Porter, the narrator on
because he's one dude, but he I love listening to him do books because he gives an individual voice to every character. He doesn't have to say, this character said this. It's like each character has its own voice, so you know who's talking and who's not. It's like he even does like the female voices and the foreign accents. I mean, the dude is like super talented.
The only thing is sometimes, like, I mean, I've specifically, bought books just for his narration. I enjoy all of his but it's like, damn it, Tom Reese sounds like this guy over here. What book am I listening to again? So like when we talk about stuff, I'm like, I'm hearing the voices and I'm like, hold on, that was in this other series over here, not this one that we're talking about now.
Your Ray Porters are blending together.
Yeah.
And I
in all the best ways.
With this being kind of us who have read all the later books, you see the influences on James Reese in the future. I thought those were some like little cool Easter eggs, because his father's watch has always been a big plot point in like the later books, and we got to see how his father acquired the famous watch that James has to track down in the future. And it's like, oh yeah, he basically Han Solo'd that shit. He won it in a poker match with some Delta guys, and then like his father carrying the EK dagger, and like his partner like relying on a tomahawk, and he's like, he's like kind of makes fun. He's like, you carry that thing everywhere? He's like, hell yeah. And he's like, and then he like takes some dude's head off with it, and he's like,
man,
all right, I can understand. It's like, and James always relies on his Winkler tomahawk, and even like his dad, like they keep offering him like coffee with like honey and cream, and he's like, that's bullshit. Give me some black coffee. Like I ain't drinking that girly shit. And then later on he tries some. He's like, oh fuck, this is good. Like I can't tell anybody, they'll make fun of me. And that's how James's character in the future. He's like everybody makes fun of him because he likes his coffee with a little honey and cream. And it's like, oh, he got that shit from his dad because he.
Do we try that?
I've never tried, because I do my coffee with just a little bit of cream. I don't put honey or sugar in it, but yeah, I might have to try the honey just to see if it. I put in just enough cream to take the edge off. I don't like it super sweet, so I like my coffee to still kind of taste like coffee, but not like black ass coffee.
I like my coffee black like my metal.
Finish. Oh.
But I mean, dude, just I mean the espionage. I mean, all of the political, parties involved and, acting parties across the different nations to influence, Americans' perception of Vietnam. And it's like, man, we had this great victory, but okay, the U.S. narrative is only going to focus on this piece where, holy shit, they wiped out pretty much all the Russian forces, but none of that got broadcast, so your morale and everything else is just shifted on these lives lost and not the overall success of this mission.
Yeah,
and then you got your fucking political, figures that are like, yeah, I'll hook up with this little hottie and, carry out this damn encryption key and...
the old honeypot trick. That too, and like the way the book starts had me, because it starts with they're on a mission, shit goes south, his partner gets shot down, he cuts his cable to like go back in and try to rescue his partner, and then we jump like 6 months back, and it's a good like 200-300 pages before you get back to the kind of the story. So it's like you're like, fuck, all right, all this espionage shit's cool, but god damn it, what happened with Tom when he fell out of the fucking helicopter? It's like, you just built that damn anticipation because he's like, all right, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to give you a cliffhanger, and then I'm going to tell you 6 months of story till we get to the wrap of that. I'm like, motherfucker, I want to find out what happened.
But I don't know, I thought it was great, like, being like, man, I want to get back to my brothers and everything else, and it's like, well, before you do that, this little 3-letter agency's got a task for you.
Yeah, and I love like the CIA guy too. There's like, he's like, yeah, like y'all know about the kind of the political like the espionage part, but I work more in the darker edges. I'm it's like Ground Branch before there was Ground Branch. He's like, yeah, pretty much we do shit here that the rest of the rest of the agency doesn't really know about. And he's like, and the fucking armory and shit. And he's like, and they're like, hey, MacV just gave us these little 25 pistols that don't do shit, and like people are trying to kill us. Do you have anything like bigger we could borrow? And he's like, boys, you're at the CIA. Let me show you the candy shop. And it's just like, because the one thing we've kind of always joked about Jack Carr, he writes his books like their product placement, where he builds characters by the gear that they carry. Yeah. So when he starts describing all this shit, I'm familiar with modern firearms, and when he starts talking about this like classic Vietnam era stuff, I'm like, I'm having to like look up a lot of these older guns. I'm like, oh, that's fucking cool. I'd like to have one of those. And fucking off-duty Tom carries like his EK dagger like basically horizontal on his belt. I literally ordered like belt straps so I could like carry my EK dagger that way. Because I had an EK dagger, but I didn't have the where I could carry it. So I'm like, all right, yeah, I'm cool. I'm ordering like a belt loop so I can like walk around like fucking Tom Reese with my
yeah,
EK
I remember
dagger.
when we used to be able to go to the knife shop and find Winkler tomahawks. I haven't seen one in years.
No, you got to order them and you got to wait like 6 months, or you got to go do it. Like I've seen them at Blade Show, but that's they're never in stock anywhere. You got to just order one, and
I'm just gonna have to order one of the knockoffs.
Yeah, you can get the fucking Temu fake ones that it'll look cool on the wall. I don't know how well it'll hold up.
Well, we'll find out, Joe.
Yeah, we got to order some of those $100 fake Winklers, and
we're going to
beat
be like
the shit out of stuff.
Well,
I'm order two. I'm order one to hang on the wall so it looks cool, and then I'm going to beat the hell out of the other and see if it actually holds up.
We're gonna impel ourselves with tomahawks. The handles are gonna break. The head will shear off, and it'll be like, well, it embedded itself into me.
I guess we should have paid $800 for the Winkler instead of the $100 Chinesium version. Oh, and I love how he writes, since he is a soldier, how he writes his action sequences. One of my favorite ones is like Tom, his partner, and the CIA guy goes to rescue some hostages that are being held in this club. And the chapter is written from the perspective of the person they're rescuing. And they're like, these three men came in and they describe them like pie in the room. Like she's like, one cut left, and they were carrying he's like, one of them had a very futuristic looking gun. The other one had this other gun. And the third guy had something I'd only seen in American Gangster movies, because he had like a fucking Tommy gun. But the way like she describes them like kind of splitting off and pie in the room, and she's like, these men look different. These men look like predators, and they had found their prey. I'm like, fuck yeah.
Yeah, I mean, very intense. And I think a great job to, sourcing some of the battles and the struggles of Vietnam for the guys over there. And the POW and the MIA angle of Vietnam too, like
that, and some of the like, and it goes into a little bit of the prologue. Some of the, he's like, oh, we were at this MacVsog bar and we talked to this guy, and those were like, when you look it up, those are real dudes.
Yeah,
and even they get into like a gunfight with because back in the day, they got tired of convoys getting ambushed. So they built these gun trucks. They basically took 5-ton trucks, armored them up, put fucking 50 cals on them and shit. And the truck that he specifically uses in the book is a real truck, like Eva Destruction. It's like one of the few surviving Vietnam gun trucks. It's currently in I think it's like the U.S. Infantry Museum or whatnot. So like he's mentioning Eva Destruction. I'm googling it. I'm like, oh no, that's a real freaking truck that you can go see in a museum. And I mean, it's like a blacked out 5-ton with like armor plates and quad mounted 50 cals. I'm like, oh yeah. And when him describing like the 50, he's like, John Moses Browning's greatest invention did what it was supposed to do, fucking cleave bodies in half. I'm like, fuck yes.
Like I'm ready for this to be a series, like,
yeah. Cause I mean, there's a lot of time between 60 and I can't remember when Tom gets murdered in the later books, but it's probably the 90s. I mean, he's like a retired CIA guy at this point. So yeah, we got a lot. There's a lot of potential for future Tom Reese novels. I mean, there's his whole history with the CIA that we could definitely get into if he's still going to give James Reese a break and not do any more Terminalist series. I mean, we can even get like side quest if we're going to do a Tom centric book. I'd like to see Wraith's father, like, yeah. Some of his background too would be a kind of a cool element to go into, because that dude seems like he's got a cool ass history as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, such. I don't know. Like, I've always respected and been a huge Tom Clancy fan, but to me, there's something about Jack Carr that takes things to another level, and I don't know if that's his writing style or.
To me, it seems like there's an
or the
authenticity to the violence.
The fact too that everything is a shameless plug and an advertisement, where I'm like, hold on,
I need that knife, I need that gun.
Yeah, let me just. I'm just gonna build me a Christmas list right here off this page.
And he's such a fan of other like thriller writers and movies that there's always just little Easter eggs and shout outs to other writers. Especially like there's a bunch of Magnum PI references in the Terminalist series. It's like, if you know enough about kind of the thriller genre, you can kind of pick up these little Easter eggs. But yeah, and it's just, yeah, there's just it's a good, when you can read a book and see the action sequences in your head. Like, he is so good at writing. I mean, the intrigue and the thriller elements are great, but when he gets into like the action sequences and stuff, I'm like, oh yeah, I can see this fight.
Well, I mean, like, I can, I won't go into too much detail because I would like for folks that haven't read or listened to this book to do so, but like there's one point to where they're going into a camp in Vietnam, and just the level of detail. I mean, I can visualize where the guys are, where the hostages and stuff are, and the torturous violence that occurs. Like, just like, I'm visualizing this in my head, and I'm like, man, this is shit that guys were, legitimately witnessing firsthand.
Yeah. And I forgot there was something that he says, or somebody says to him, and he's like, if I ever have a kid, I'm going to have to teach him this lesson. And I'm like, and I remember like fucking James like mentioning this thing like in one of the earlier books that like, his father told him, advice that his father gave him back in the day. And I'm like, and it's just kind of funny. We're like, yeah, if I ever have a kid, I'm gonna have to teach him this thing.
Yeah. But I mean, just it was one of those books that, you know, once I started, like, I was pissed whenever I would be like, okay, I'm 7 hours in, and now I'm not going to get to, you know, pick it up except for, you know, 30 minutes, an hour here or there, and it was one that was very, very gripping. I just didn't want to let it go.
Yeah. So yeah, if you haven't checked out Cry Havoc, definitely go give that one a read. It gets the Cigar Nerd Book Club suggestion of the week, and we'll be right back with some nerd news.
And now it's time for all things nerdy in nerd news.
And welcome to Nerd News.
Yeah, news.
And in this rendition of news, we got a number of trailers and news reports to share with you folks. I got shit all over the damn place. So,
Too many pop-ups.
Yeah. The first trailer, no particular order here. We talked about Frankenstein earlier, whether he's the monster or whether that's Victor Frankenstein. But we have The Bride, not to be confused with The Bride of Frankenstein. But this looks very interesting. This will be coming out in March of 26, right before my birthday. So this probably be one I'll pop in. But it almost looks like a Bonnie and Clyde type
Yeah, it's like a
duo.
Frankenstein story. What looks like it's set in the 40s instead of the 1940s, not the 1840s. Yeah, so it's like a very like gangster Bonnie and Clyde version of the Bride of Frankenstein story, which is pretty interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. The trailer looked interesting. Didn't really give a whole lot of detail, but it gave me enough to be like, you know what? I'll probably check this out and see what it's about.
And Christian Bale was the name I was looking for earlier when I was talking about this movie in the main segment. So yeah, it's Christian Bale playing the monster.
Monsters, for all you dubstep fans out there. Up next, we got a very bloody and graphic trailer for Sisu 2. I didn't catch the release date on this one. It just said sometime, potentially November. Hopefully it's not out.
No, it's probably a next year thing.
I can't remember.
Yeah, because like the first one, and I think it's made by some of the same writers. But it's like a World War II John Wick.
Like I remember the first one just being violent as fuck, but I really need to go back and watch it because I don't remember. But just this trailer, I mean, it's bloody, it's gory. He's got
Sisu Road to Revenge.
He's got his dog with him, you know. A lot of badass action sequences just from the looks of the trailer.
November 21st. So this will be coming out this upcoming week.
That's. I told you sometime November. You didn't believe me though.
Well, that's going to be all right. It's out in Finland, which is it's a Finnish film, and the United States release is on November 21st.
I think I have a doctor's appointment that day, so that might line up well. Go and get X-rayed and let the X-ray beams wear off.
Get radiated and go watch some some violence.
Radiated and medicated. All right. We also did get another Five Nights at Freddy's. I missed that link, so I don't remember any details.
Well, it's for y'all that have played the game.
Creepy ass cartoon game.
Yeah, that's another one of those that and that one also is going to be coming out December 5th of this year. Yeah, the animatronics in these movies look just creepy as shit. The first movie, one of those I don't think I ever saw. I think it was one of those that I saw the kill count of it. So I've seen the synopsis, but I've not actually watched it yet. But this is we're getting a second Five Nights at Freddy's, which looks like they're going from the original Freddy's to like from the Freddy's that's in the first movie to like I guess the original location, which appears to be in a Louisiana swamp for some reason.
Down on the bayou. little
more run down, and like fucking demon possessed animatronics that.
I mean, there is a lot of lore and legends surrounding the bayous and the swamps. I mean,
yeah, and from us like '80s kids that grew up at like Showbiz Pizza and what was
Chuck E. Cheese?
Chuck E. Cheese, yeah. Showbiz was like Chuck E. Cheese competitor, but they both had the animatronic bands that played while you were eating your pizza, and it's like those things were always kind of creepy. So now that someone has like took that idea and like made it an actual horror thing, that's like, yeah, I get it.
Yeah, for sure.
Child me is like, yeah, those things were fucking creepy. I knew they were going to kill us all.
Speaking of creepy, I did get a chance the other weekend to go down to 13 Stories, and they had the whole, like, zombie hunt deal with, essentially
Like
laser
laser
tag with actors chasing you and stuff like that, and that was pretty cool. I think it'd been sweet, like, with some, paintball, but,
Yeah, I did one where like they had like basically a zombie shooting gallery with you were shooting actors with paintballs at I think it was like Atlanta Zombie Apocalypse, something like that, a couple years ago.
Zombie, run or whatever.
Yeah,
but
it's not been around in several years, but yeah, I guess the laser tag's the new which I've never done the zombie.
I mean, it was
shoot.
kind of cool because they limited you to 3 people in a squad, and you just start going, and there's what it kind of segued, like you started kind of indoor, sort of warehouse type environment, and then you went outdoors, but there were plenty of areas for people to come from behind you, under you, and
I want to do that. I've been going through like fucking doing like building clearing shit.
Like, and it was interesting, where it was like, okay, don't aim for the face, headshots won't register or count or anything, so, but, I mean, the actors, mad props, like, if you shot them in the leg or something, they'd go down and then they'd still continue to crawl and shit, and, like...
You gotta put those safety rounds, you put them down to make sure they're dead. Always double tap, we learned that from Zombie Land.
Yes, absolutely, and I learned that if ever there's a zombie apocalypse, to be nowhere near my wife, because she is going to fucking sweep everybody.
He's more likely to shoot you.
Yeah. I'm like, what are we doing? Like, taking down my man, his man, couldn't control what was in his hand. It's like a damn Ice Cube song in here.
That's why I'm taking my wife to a gun class next week, so hopefully I won't have that problem.
Well, speaking of going places and guns, great segue. We got our Fallout 2 Season 2 trailer, where we actually get our glimpse of Lucy and the Ghoul going to some of the most iconic locations. New Vegas.
And I love that there are Elvis impersonator ghouls, and of course that would be Elvis impersonator ghouls.
There absolutely has to.
In Vegas.
Like, I don't know anything about Vegas outside of casinos, Elvis impersonators, and, prostitution. Is there other...
Shot show.
Yeah. Isn't there also the place where you get to drive tanks and stuff in Vegas?
Yeah, there's one of those tank places, Battlefield Vegas. Because that place is cool, too, because they have, like, basically gun rental packages, and it's like, oh, you want to play Call of Duty? Here's all the guns from Call of Duty. You want to play, like, fucking, was it the Medal of Honor? Like, here's, like, the World War II, like, set. So it's like, yeah, you can kind of pick your game, and then they've got, like, a set of guns that, so you can finally try the things that you've tried online.
So, I guess to get back on track, the story's going to take place roughly 15 years after the events of the game. So things probably going to look a little bit more evolved, but there should be some things that are familiar.
It's one of those series that even though I never played the game, the series was good enough that I'm like, I didn't feel like I was missing something. I'm like, the series was good enough to stand on its own. If you're not a Fallout player, you can still enjoy this. It's a good enough show that you don't have to be a huge Fallout fan to like enjoy the story.
And for the release, it's going to be Prime Video December 17th, with new episodes dropping weekly until the finale on February 4th. So, yeah.
So late February, we'll probably have an episode.
I wish I still had my I don't remember what the damn subscription loot box or loot crate or whatever it was.
Yeah, there was a bunch of Fallout shit from that.
Yeah, I remember. I think I still got a a mock Pip-Boy I can strap on.
Not strap on. Scissor.
Up next it is just sci-fi horror comedy. We're gonna attack some fungus in a trailer for Cold Storage,
starring what's his name from Stranger Things. So since that's going to be coming out here in the next couple weeks, yeah, Joe Query or whatever his name is the lead in this movie, or one of the leads, and Liam Neeson too.
Yeah. So this will be coming out February 6th. I don't know. To me, it kind of gives me like somewhere between a Zombieland and the Last of Us type.
Kind of
vibe.
remember like the Night of the Living Dead series. Kind of remind me a little bit of that, like the more comedic version of Dawn of the Dead and stuff.
Yeah. So Joe Keery, Georgiana Campbell, Liam Neeson. So I think it's going to be, freaking amazing. We'll have to see, though. I mean, I'm a fan of, like, just zombie movies in general. And I love when people do, spin off and twist. And if anything, I don't like a fungus, so I'm
no mushrooms unless they're on my pizza.
Yeah. Because otherwise your pizza might look like it's going to eat you.
Pizza the Hut.
I guess to kind of get back on the video game trend a little bit, we got our first trailer for the Super Mario Galaxy movie. And basically it's going to go into the Mushroom Kingdom. We get to see Bowser, who's shrunk down and locked away in a little tiny castle. This little baby Bowser. And while stewing in his tiny prison, he's been channeling his rage to Jesus, lost my point. Essentially painting him and Princess Peach, and Mario is a little bit jealous about that. He does not like when Bowser gets a hold of the princess. At this point, like, how many times do you get kidnapped to where it's like, are you doing this for the attention?
I'm totally not cheating on you, Mario. I keep getting kidnapped.
I slipped and tripped. So basically things take a even wilder turn when a cascade of meteors strike across the sky, kicking off an interstellar journey that makes Mario and Luigi from Super Mario Odyssey's Sand Kingdom all the way to the edges of space. I guess we're going to get Brie Larson joining with Chris Pratt, Anya Taylor-Joy, Charlie Day, Jack Black, and Keegan-Michael Key.
Yeah, it was one of those, is like, it looked silly, and I didn't see it in theater. I ended up watching it when it came to like video, and I'm like, all right, the Mario movie's actually pretty fucking good. So yeah, I'm interested in checking out the sequel, even though Chris Pratt's Mario accent's not racist enough for me. He doesn't go like stereotypical Italian enough.
Yeah.
It just sounds like Chris Pratt.
So we'll get this maybe just in time post April Fools on April 3rd in theaters. There is also a live action Zelda film being worked on with Sony, but that's now set for release on May 7th. So curious to see about that one too. Always a fan of the Legend of Zelda series. Although everybody calls Link Zelda, and that's just weird. Something for Amanda, because I know how much of a fan of SpongeBob SquarePants she is. We got our trailer for the SpongeBob movie, The Search for SquarePants.
Search for SquarePants.
Yeah. I don't know. As you can imagine, it's going to be ridiculous, hilarious, over the top. This is through Paramount Animation and Nickelodeon Movies. So This will be releasing in December. Essentially, SpongeBob is determined to prove he's more than just a fry cook. Desperate to show Mr. Krabs that he's got what it takes to be a big guy, he sets out to track down the Flying Dutchman, a legendary ghost pirate who haunts the deepest parts of the ocean. I wonder if he's going to run into Johnny Depp.
Now, when you say ghost pirates, is it ghosts that are pirates, or are they ghosts of pirates? Which
I don't
came
know.
first?
So, I guess things spiral into a nautical, nonsense. SpongeBob's friend, Patrick, Squidward, Sandy, and the rest of the crew set to rescue him as he disappears beneath the waves. So, we got Tom Kenny, Clancy Brown, Roger Bumpkus, George Lopez. Probably going to be funny just with George Lopez. But we also get Mark Hamill. So, yeah.
Should be an interesting time.
Yeah, we'll have to see. This is set to arrive just before Christmas, so make sure you surprise Manda with a trip to the movie theaters on December 19th.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, perfect date night.
Yeah.
She'll love it. Joe, I am here to ensure your marriage is successful.
I'm going to get beat.
Toy Story 5, we've got a new trailer where I guess Woody and Buzz now face a terrifying new threat called technology.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. So
It's AI?
this is just kind of a little bit of a teaser trailer. So from the looks of it, Woody and Buzz are about to face their most confusing and hilarious challenge yet. This will be the 5th film in the franchise, releasing in theaters on June 19th. Bringing back everybody's favorite toys for a whole new kind of chaos. Essentially, the toys encounter a sleek frog-shaped smart tablet called LilyPad, a high-tech gadget that completely upends the way toys interact with their kid. Pixar goes on to say a high-tech frog-shaped tablet that makes Buzz, Woody, and Jessie and the rest of the gang's jobs exponentially harder when they go head-to-head with the all-new threat to playtime. I mean, I get that. Like, physical toys, like, they used to fire missiles, and you had to interact with them, and a tablet, you just sit there, and...
Yeah, now everybody's stationary and just face-deep in their phones or phone variants.
So...
Back in my day, we had to use something called imagination. You played with rocks and you liked it.
Yeah. We'll get Greta Lee, who will be the character LilyPad. We get Tom Hanks, Tim Allen, Joan Cusack, Jesse Blake Clark, Tony Hall, and Conan O'Brien. So, I've not seen Conan do anything too recently. So, I'm kind of curious with that.
Should be nice.
So, I don't know, man. Like, I just remember when Toy Story released when we were kids, and the animation style and everything was just groundbreaking for the time. But, I don't know. You got young kids, whatever. Probably one to see. I always feel weird, like, if I'm with my friends that have kids, like, yeah. I'll go. But
kids' movies is like, I'm curious, but I might wait till video.
Yeah. Like,
I see a lot of movies by myself, and I don't want to be the lone dude in a fucking children's movie.
Yeah, like, I don't know. Like to me, like, it could be innocent enough, but I'm like, no, I'm not going to put myself in a position of people to look over and be like, the fuck's this middle-aged creeper doing in here?
You just got to pretend to be autistic or something. Be like, yay, SpongeBob. And I'm like, oh, okay, he's cool.
SpongeBob, everybody's going to be high, and,
yeah.
nobody at bat. Like, I feel like SpongeBob's a little bit different class of kids movie than Toy Story.
Yeah.
There's certain elements of SpongeBob that I think some of my favorite dubstep sets have like, literally they've just taken samples from SpongeBob shows, and it's like, these fucking producers will literally put anything before a drop.
Yeah, it's literally SpongeBob.
Like guys, you realize we're moshing to fucking SpongeBob right now, right? Like, yeah, beating the hell out of each other, living our best lives. Fuck yeah.
Who lives in the pineapple under the sea?
Any other news tidbits you'd like to share?
That's all we got for you this week. Check us out on cigarnerdpodcast.com. We're on the ESO Network at esonetwork.com. We're on Facebook, Instagram, and X at Cigar Nerd Pod, and we're on YouTube at Cigar Nerd Podcast. Get your shirts at Real Men Smoke Cigars. Get your energy drinks at StrikeForceEnergy.com. Promo code Cigar Nerds. And with that, I forgot to make a quote from Frank.
Hey,
I am the monster.
This is a great movie. Go see it.
And this has been a recording of the Cigar Nerd Podcast. We're your hosts, Smokin' Joe and Brad Jackson. Join us next time for more adventures in nerddom.
This has been a broadcast of the ESO Network. Be part of the crew and help support our shows by donating to our ESO Patreon or by shopping at the TeePublic store, which can all be found at www.esonetwork.com. The ESO Network, your station for all things geek.